Hello, welcome to Your Horse. I'm PK Theobald. This is episode 2. We're working with a paint gelding named Fiero. I've since found out he's 7, not 8 years old. We've done a little bit of ground school with him since the last episode. We're going to be going to the round pen and visiting where he is in his ground school. And we're going to see, we've never tried any round pen with him, so we're going to start that today as well. We're hoping also to have a visit from Ms. Carla Parator of Equine Touch Therapy, and she is going to work him and see if he's hung up anywhere in his body. I like to do that with all the new horses I get in. As she says, there's a difference between can't and won't, and we will explore that further. So hang on, and here we go. We're going to play with Fiero a little bit in the round pen today and show you what kind of progress he's made in his ground school. I've only had maybe 15-20 minutes to play with him this week, here and there, but he's made a lot of progress. He's a very happy horse, a very willing horse. He trusts humans for the most part. He just doesn't know what we're saying because nobody's ever asked him to do anything. So I'm going to ask him to back up a little bit. I'm going to ask his hindquarters to step over both sides. Then I'm going to ask his shoulders to step over both sides. So here we go. Take those little moves that we just did, and we're going to put them together. We're going to see if we can't flow from one to another. He's still really early in his ground school, so let's see what we can get done. And then we'll see in the next, couple episodes where we can take him from here. what I ask him to do. You know, he may not be a youngster, he may not be a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, but he's still really young in his training. I'm going to reward the smallest change and the slightest try. He tried. He doesn't understand. So we're going to see next week how much better he can be at his ground school. Why do we do ground school? We do ground school because we can do everything on the ground we can do from their back. We want to make it safe. All I want him to do is go forward. Don't want to draw him off the rail. He doesn't know anything about drawing, so we're going to leave that be. And that's where we're going to start. We've got forward motion. Everything starts with forward. You've got to have forward with your horse. He's got some lovely forward. It's uncontrolled, it's emotional. We'll learn how to channel that into things we want to do. That's it. We'll see what we can do with him next week. I will have worked with him. If the weather's nice, we'll have worked in the round pen a little bit, and we'll have cleaned up his ground school a little bit too. So, if you want to know how to do these things with your horse, go to reeseranch.com. Check out their Freedom course. It's a wonderful tool. I should have turned my cell phone off. Hey, it's Carla Parator. We're going to talk to her. She's going to come work him in just a few minutes. Hey, Carla, we're filming. You want to say hi? And cut. Thank you. All right, we're here with Carla Parator of Equine Touch Therapy, and she has just finished working Fiero. And Carla, would you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you can help a horse like Fiero?
I'm a certified alternative therapist for animals. I specialize in horses and dogs, and I do people also. Most of the things that I address are soft tissue injuries, restricted range of motion, structural problems. A lot of times when you have the equine chiropractors will work on them, if you don't address the muscle memory, sometimes the adjustments won't hold. The muscles just tighten right back up again. So usually if you're going to send your horse to a trainer, the first thing, the most important thing is to make sure, obviously, that the vet clears the horse first. And then the next thing is so that you can make sure that that horse can physically do everything the trainer asks him to do. If he's going to flex up at the pole, you need to be sure that he can do that range of motion. If you need him to bring his nose around, say for barrels or even, just jumping where you have to turn tight in the arena, then you need to make sure that that horse can physically do it. If you're assessing your horse and you're putting him on the lunge line, say before you send him to the trainer and he's changing leads in the back end or won't catch a lead, then those are the type of issues that I address. The biggest problem that I see is that people don't also condition their horses properly before they send them to the trainer. If you're sending him to the trainer for 30 days, well, the trainer only has 30 days to do it. So that means he's working harder than just standing in the pasture, which is what he's been doing for the last several months. So you need to get your horse out and work him a little bit, before he goes to the trainer so that he doesn't get tired, because when he gets tired and his muscles get sore, then he's not going to be a happy camper, and it's going to make his job harder, and it's going to make the trainer's job harder.
Well, Carla, with this horse here, this guy has been pretty much standing around in pasture for about 6 or 7 years. What did we find out about him today that you were able to help him with?
The first thing that I found was that he was out at C1, which is the first cervical vertebra. So that is your yes. If your horse can't flex up into the pole, or if you're picking him up on the bit and he wants to push down into the bit or root his nose up, or sometimes they'll even run out, then sometimes that means that they're out at C1. A really easy diagnostic point to check that is to protect your head, protect your face, hold the halter, and below the bulb of the ear, between the edge of the mandible and the first part of the cervical vertebra of the neck, your finger kind of drops into a hole. So if you push there and they want to pull their head away from you, and this guy, he was out, and you see the muscle's still a little bit sore, but I'm pushing him pretty hard, and he's just like, oh, okay. This is your diagnostic point. So if they're slinging their head or trying to get away from you, then more than likely, and if you're having problems with them coming up into the bit, they're probably out at C1. C2 is your nose, what I call your nose. So if he can't tilt his nose in one direction to the other, not bend his neck, but just tilt his nose from one side to the other, then they're usually out at C2. So that's important if you have a barrel horse and you're running to the barrel and you want to quote unquote get his nose, and he wants to, or he won't give you his nose to the side, so if you're loping in circles or things like that. So if these first two are out, sometimes it can also affect their vision. It can also start giving them dental spurs and start giving them other issues and problems. If the horse can't bend their head around, we're going to take this guy off the cross for just a second. And an easy way to check this, if you're not comfortable with trying to do it yourself, is you can just tell them you got a treat, They should be able to come all the way into their chest with their head in a straight line. And they should be able to come down, obviously like streets, come down between their ankles.
There you go.
They should also, to check the range of motion in the rest of the neck, they should be able to bring their nose all the way around to their hip. Yeah. And sometimes the horse's neck will pop when you're doing this. And that's a good thing. It's just like you, if you have a crick in your neck and you keep messing with it and you work it, hey, it's okay.
I don't have it. She has it.
Somebody's got a treat. I smell it. Now, sometimes if they want to go around, and some horses don't understand the concept at first, but their job is to be still and reach all the way around. So if you have problems there, and the horse can bend up and flex up, then maybe it's a training issue. But if your horse can't do this, I tell people there's a difference in can't and won't. If you have a crick in your neck, no matter how bad you want to, you can't turn your head that way. So if your horse can't do these little simple exercises, then I suggest that you consult an equine chiropractor or a massage therapist, to help you with the horse being able to do his job.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Your Horse, Fiero. He was a lot calmer this week. His ground school was better. Starts of his round pen was good. He's got forward. That's what we need. Everything starts with forward. You've got to have forward. It is uncontrolled forward right now. So we'll see what we can do as far as getting some transitions for next week, getting our ground school cleaned up. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, feel free. Leave them on our Facebook page at Hillside Stables or on our YouTube channel, and we'll try to help you. Is there something that you see that you need help with? Hey, with your horse. So, thanks to Carla Parator for joining us. Thank you to Bill Theobald, our camera person, and our assistants, Joseph and Christina. Y'all have a wonderful day. Come back again and join us for Your Horse.